Welcome to Customized. We're going to be reviewing this beautiful Defender. We're with Carl once again. We've just finished doing the Land Cruiser and now we're moving on to your favorite vehicle, which is the Land Rover, yeah?
Definitely. Proven, tested in Africa, and definitely the preferred method for 4x4 overlanding.
Definitely. I don't dispute. I've got personal issues with Land Rover from a seating arrangement, but from an actual practicality, it's such a pity that Land Rover stopped doing this.
Unfortunately, yes, we all know the story of the Defender. They're still fairly available in Southern Africa, so we're fortunate enough that we can buy a couple in.
Yeah.
This particular model is a TD5. A lot of our clients prefer the older, almost want to call it vintage models. And yes, once you get in the bush and you hear the purr of the engine, you can understand why. And definitely the way to travel Africa.
This is actually Gemsbok. You were talking about Gemsbok in the customized review with the Land Cruiser.
Correct. All the vehicles have a name, so they're all branded, and people come very attached to a particular vehicle.
Yeah.
And Gemsbok does have a couple of unique features that we've added on over the years. And yes, definitely one of the favorite vehicles in the fleet.
She's beautiful. How many Land Rovers do you have in your fleet?
Of the TD5s, we only have 3.
Yeah.
It's a limited demand for them.
Yeah.
The Pumas, the 2.4s, we've got about 16, and the new 2.2s, we've got about 4.
Yeah.
We're busy exchanging the 2.4s for the newer version 2.2s. And then of the Toyotas, they are about 18 and about 6 Land Cruisers.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So let's jump into this review. First of all, I mean, bar work, this is most Defenders, I think this is a first slap on, and a lot of them came out the box actually with similar bar work to this. This is aftermarket.
Correct, yes. We tend to do the full face bar with the Defenders. We find our Defender clients are more adventurous, and obviously we need to provide a bit of additional support and protection.
That's great. And what I like about the bar work here, you've already got the eyes in there for the cabling that goes over there, especially when you're getting into the bush. So
correct, yes.
You've thought of everything. Spotties in the front, fantastic. We don't want to drive at night in Africa, but every now and then you do get caught out, whether it be roadblocks or whether it be floods. I've been caught out where we were waiting 2-3 hours for floods coming through, and you've planned your whole day perfectly, and the road gets closed and the water just comes rushing past you. We were actually just outside of Arusha on the way to Serengeti, and we were there for 3 hours. So you can't always plan to get there. So it's good that you're fitting some spotties for your clients.
Correct. If you're going to end up after sunset driving, you might as well do it properly.
Yeah.
And have good lights in order to see where you need to go.
Good. All right. Okay. So again, the motor standard. I'm not going to discuss anything over here.
Standard 2.5
and
turbo.
It's
really turbo.
This is a turbo, yes. The dual battery management system that you got in here, you're running the solenoid, same dual battery system.
Correct.
operating?
All the vehicles are kitted with a solenoid system.
Okay.
You just simply cannot go on 4x4 adventures if you're not going to have some sort of battery backup plan.
Yeah.
Just the way it is, of course, what you do. And yeah, they're all kitted that way.
And you're running one battery here and one battery in the rear, or do you have both in front?
The Land Rover is slightly different. Both batteries are under the
Of course, the battery's under the passenger seat.
Yeah,
That's correct. Sorry,
in
my mistake.
That high lift.
Ha, stop laughing at me. I make mistakes every now and then. Yes, that's correct. So there is enough space underneath that you can actually put. I've got a friend of mine that's actually put a 140 amp hour battery in there, which is colossal, and
Correct.
it runs it and
Plenty of space. We do the 105 amps,
yeah.
which we find is sufficient and delivers sufficient power, and that the solenoid can keep up with the recharging.
Yeah.
We find with the slightly larger batteries that the solenoid systems they tend to lag a bit. They
Yeah.
take up till 10 hours in order to get your batteries charged.
Yes.
There are a couple of other products on the market. We're testing a few of them, which does guarantee shorter charge time.
Yeah, the C-Tex, Piranhas, all these products, they are expensive, and it adds an extra electrical component. If you were running your own vehicle, you'd obviously be there, and when they're wiring it, so if something does go wrong, but particularly we spent a lot of time looking at the vehicle that I'm renting to go through where everything is, because if something goes wrong, I didn't build it. So you need to make it stupid, easy, simple.
100% agreed, and I take you through the vehicle for two reasons. One, that you can help yourself with some of the minor issues that may come your way, but also when you need assistance and you phone me, that I also know exactly where everything is and I can guide you to go have a look there, scratch there.
Pull this fuse, change this fuse.
Correct. It just simplifies the whole assistance project. As simple as that.
All right, so let's move to the side of the vehicle.
Okay. Cool.
Right, so on the side,
okay.
I see you're running Coopers on this one, but I see the spare tire is BFG. So obviously when the Cooper does go, you've got a proper tire on the roof to look after that. So good to see that you're backing up your customers good well.
BF Goodrich, good tire. We tried out the Coopers. Obviously we have to try different brands to see how they perform. And then basically, the fleet still runs off BF Goodrich, plain and simple of that. And it's a good tire, end of discussion.
Okay, snorkel, I mean,
given
with most models, they're standard. Some of the new models you've had to put snorkels in after the market, but most Defender users running a snorkel for exactly the reason: the dust, the water, and the guys do get adventurous.
Correct. It's the adventurous component of your Africa travels. Dust, water, those are your main components, but there's always the surprise element. So you have to kit yourself out pretty much for any and everything.
Correct. Right, so the rack looks like a front runner from the side, but it's not, because the slats are running this way. This is
the Outback version.
Outback.
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
We do try, like I said, we do try different things in order to see what works and doesn't. I prefer it is still front running. You'll see it on most of our vehicles. And this one is doing quite well. This vehicle is also utilized for very specific adventures. I tend to find my clients that get lost in Central Africa tends to go with Gemsbok. And the products work very well.
Yeah, I mean, nice lightweight. It's a full length of the vehicle. You've got so much. You can either have 2 tents, or like you've got right now, you've got the spare tire wrapped up there. You can have, if the guy wants a kayak or whatever the case may be, you're giving him full versatility by having a full roof rack, which is great.
No, correct. Stranger enough, one of the popular activities our clients undertake, they go out to Mozambique for surfing, and then Angola, strangely enough, also quite popular for surfing. And ideal space for a couple of surfboards, and off you go. Space is not the issue.
Perfect, yeah. No, that's one thing that the Cruiser does, the Defender does well, is the outside space is just phenomenal. You can bolt on so many things onto this. It's, I think, who was it, Alucab that built that beast 110. I think they probably strapped on about 15 tons worth of stuff, but that's how it's built. I mean, everything over here has got ability to strap tables and all kinds of things. You can go to town.
It's all modular. Your imagination is the only limit.
Well,
simple.
I think this is the birthplace, right, of overlanding. This particular vehicle, I think it's because Land Rover brought this out. This brought out the adventurous spirit, and people saying, well, I'm not just going to go off-road. I'm actually now going to utilize this vehicle and start living in it as well as I explore. The nature filmmakers, it all started with this.
Correct. Go back to your 1950s, 1960s, and have a look at a lot of those film clips. It's Defenders that's in them. Go and have a look at your not your early Explorer, but later Explorers that goes into Africa. It's all Defender based. And sorry to say, the other brands didn't follow. Just plain and simple, they realize there's a market. And unfortunately, like I said, the Defender has come to a stop. We'll see what will happen.
Yeah. And once again, I mean, you look after your customers by putting the going in. I take it this is obviously the kitchen. There's nothing in it right now because the vehicle's getting prepped to go out pretty soon. But easy accessibility. Kitchen on the one side. What do you do on the other side?
Predominantly recovery, all mechanical. Try and keep them separate. It's got a lot of good space and good space utilization. Got special panels that goes underneath.
Okay.
And nice, neat way just to keep everything in its place.
And especially, you know, I find with mine as well. I also run a kitchen on the one side, and I run the other side as recovery. The recovery ropes get dirty and it's muddy and it's something, and it's just out of the way. It doesn't spoil the rest of the inside of the car. It's a great spot for that. It's lightweight.
No, agreed. It does become dusty and muddy due to the nature of where you drive. So yeah, not a bad idea to keep it separate.
Good. Let's have a look at the rear of the vehicle. All right,
That's
rear of the
interesting.
vehicle, great. You've got the step ladder over here, which assists when the guys want to open and close the rooftop tent.
Correct.
I know a lot of guys get up onto the bonnet and climb through. The beauty of the Defender is it's got the checkered plate over there, so you can do, but easy access at the back, well thought of. Great.
Correct.
You've got a drawer system in the rear over here. So this is obviously then utilized for any kind of groceries and probably toolboxes or anything like that.
Correct, yes, and your own some of your smaller personal belongings. Utilize space, be mostly utilized by additional fridge, and then your own luggage as you need.
And my biggest bane about a Land Rover is because it only has a single door, so you lose all the space here. But with you having the gull wings put in place and you've actually built the storage down to the bottom, you've now changed the whole dimension or the dynamics of the storage in this vehicle. Which
Correct, that was the purpose, and there's actually a huge amount of space going into these side panels, which utilize this area very limited and is pretty much open.
Yeah,
when
because
you start moving.
if the fridge was in here, you'd have to dig around the fridge and try and get in there. And what you've done is great. And I'll do a couple of close-ups of that now, of the storage over there. And it's a great idea. I haven't seen many Defenders like that, so well thought of. You can see that you guys have utilized it and kept on perfecting storage availability.
Now, we've driven a few kilometers in this particular Defender, and that comes with a bit of experience as you go out.
Yeah, for sure. And then on the rear over here, South African special, especially most Africa, the gas bottle over here, the big gas bottle. I know the rest of the world are using small propanes and so on. Makes a lot of sense. Use storage utilization once again. There's nothing you can do with this. Perfect.
Correct. This is what I like about this one. Remember, TD5s don't come out with aircon.
Yeah.
So we put one of those makeshift aircons in front.
Okay.
You don't have to do that in the show. It's just a bit of fun we had. So we put a second aircon unit in here.
Oh shit, I didn't even see
So it's got a dual aircon. This thing, you drive in the middle of Africa.
Where's this thing sucking from? Because normally the guys it has to have something on the roof.
I know, on the sides. It just pulls it and then recirculates the cooler air. Correct, just boosts it the whole time. And that's the one reason why it's so popular for Central Africa, because you can actually drive in 40 plus and you can have a real good air conditioning system going. Remember, Defender doesn't.
No, I mean
it's horrible.
Horrible. That's why they've got the vents in the front when you open up the.
Those are still the best design ever.
That is.
Anyway,
that is
another discussion.
Right, and then I see you got the water at the back here. Your water tanks are obviously already plumbed into the vehicle.
Correct, they are built in, and obviously easy access on the outside.
Yeah.
And yes.
So, how many liters in this particular vehicle?
50 liters.
50 liters.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, excellent.
Well,
thank you. Yeah, awesome vehicle.
Thank you.
Thank you.